Hey everybody, this is part 2 of the healthy back exercises. The next thing we're going to do is a side plank. A side plank works to stabilize your obliques. Your obliques start on your sides and they wrap around your lower back, and their function is to turn the upper body and stabilize the spinal column. So it's important to have strong obliques to help stabilize the spinal column. So what you'll do is you'll lay on a mat just like this. You want your elbow directly underneath your shoulder and your fist facing straight ahead. The simpler way of the two ways of doing it is to have your knees bent, and then you'll put your hand on your hip, and we always want our neck in a straight line, so we always want to look straight ahead. When we do it, we don't want to look down at the floor, we want to look straight ahead. So we'll have a bend in the knees, hand on the hip, elbow directly underneath the shoulder, and you'll lift up, and then my knee, this side of my knee is still on the ground, and my hips are off the ground in a straight line, and you'll hold, for 10 to 30 seconds. That is the modified version. And then as you get better at it, you'll slightly straighten your legs more, having more where you're still on your knees, but your legs are a little more straight. And then the final progression would be you'll come up on your feet. So all the weight is going to be on the outside of the right foot, because I'm on my right side. And as I lift up, I'm going to lift straight off the ground. A big thing that people miss on this is they come straight up with their pelvis and back is not in line. So you want to come up and just push your butt just slightly forward. That way from your neck to your shoulders to your hips down to your legs, you're in a straight line. And then back down. And you'll hold for 10 to 30 seconds. And you'll switch and do the other side. And you typically want to do that 2 to 5 times. So that's the side plank. The other one we're going to do is where we're going to work on the glutes. It's called the glute bridge. The glutes are the technical term for the butt. Why we want to work on those muscles is because for good back stability is because if you pretend this is the back side of you and this is the front side, from sitting all day, what happens is our spinal column, if this is our spinal column, the front of our body, this is the front, it tightens, especially by our hip flexors, the top of our leg, it tightens and pulls our pelvis forward. So what we do is we strengthen our butt muscles here in the back, and that pulls our pelvis back in a straight line, allowing our lower spinal column to be in a straight line. So what you'll do is you'll lay on the mat just like this. You'll put your feet flat on the floor in a crunch position. You'll lay down. Your arms will be at a 45. Back of the head will be flat on the floor. You'll squeeze your butt, lifting off the floor, and hold. And you'll hold 5 to 10 seconds. Squeeze, back down, back up, squeeze, and hold. 5 to 10 seconds, and back down. And you'll repeat that 5 to 10 times. So you do that 5 to 10 seconds, 5 or 10 times. And then you go to the final exercise. And the final exercise is typically from sitting all day, our shoulders tend to round forward, which puts stress on our rotator cuff muscles, or which puts stress on the ligaments to connect to our rotator cuff muscles, but ultimately does put a little stress on the rotator cuff muscles themselves. But what happens is, from the rounding of the shoulders, our upper spine up here on our back can round forward a little bit, especially in people that are beginning to develop osteoporosis or osteopenia. So not people with full-blown osteoporosis, but people that are starting to develop it. So what we want to do is, or people that don't have it even yet. So this is a good way to prevent any rounding of the spinal column forward. What you'll do is you can find a doorway, just like this one right here. If you have access to both sides, you can do both sides. For this example, we just have the one doorway. You'll take your elbow to about shoulder height. Your forearm, you'll place it flat on the doorway, and you'll just stagger your feet and just lean forward till you feel a nice stretch in the chest muscles. We want to stretch our chest muscles out because those tend to tighten in our shoulder, which pulls our shoulders forward, not allowing our spinal column, the top of our body, to be completely in a straight line. And if we had a second doorway here, you put both up and you just lean in, feeling a nice stretch in the upper chest. And that is part 2 of Healthy Back.